It's Thursday the 10th of November 2011. Welcome to another United Kingdom talk, boys and girls. Not in a particularly good mood today. I see the FIFA. Is it FIFA? I have to say that these are the football people, dear. Oh, they're so important, aren't they? Anyway, the story is Prime Minister David Cameron waded into the poppy debate between FIFA and the F.A. after football's governing body rejected a final plea for England's players to be allowed to wear poppies on their shirts during Saturday's friendly football match against Spain. The Football Association, that's UK, okay, made a special request for permission to support Remembrance Day, but FIFA says accepting such initiatives would open the door to similar initiatives from all over the world, jeopardising the neutrality of football. Well, once again, we've got some foreigner telling us what to do. I mean, they absolutely hate us, don't they? For your information, poppies are not political, okay? They are to remember people who laid their lives so that I and everyone else in the UK and a lot of people in Europe as well are allowed to walk around free. Yes? You understand? You thick gits? Oh, it does annoy me. It really, really annoys me. FIFA, once again, I mean, they're so full of their own crap, aren't they? They really are, these people. How dare you tell us not to wear poppies? I tell you what, if I was an England footballer, I and all my teammates would go onto that pitch whenever this match is. When is this match? Is it on Saturday? Something against Spain. Yes, Saturday against Spain. I would go on to and I would have a poppy in my hand ready to plant on my shirt and see what happens. I absolutely would. How dare you tell us not to wear I'm getting rather sick of being told what to do by someone in another country. I really am. Anyway, if you've got any comments on that, I'd be pleased to to read them out. For or against, okay? Doesn't matter. You don't have to agree with me. Whatever we say on this programme, you never have to agree, okay? If you've got an alternative, or if you indeed you agree, send an email. Email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. It carries on, however, while FIFA have allowed a minute's silence to be held before the game, and for English players to wear poppies on their training kit, they refuse to budge on the issue of poppies on shirts. I think it's outrageous. I think it's absolutely outrageous to be told, and this is the whole problem with the Europe thing, you know, and you talk to people in other countries, French, German, we don't want to be governed by one superpower. We want our own nationalities. Funny, isn't it, that we still don't seem to be having this referendum on Europe. Every party has promised this damn referendum and it never comes. It's outrageous, absolutely outrageous. I'm getting sick of it, sick to death of it. I really am. Anyway, so that's that. What other news have we got today? The lad, Frankie Cocozza. Now, I mentioned him, I think, a couple of shows back. This is the lad who was on X-Factor up till yesterday, when apparently he's been kicked off of it because he was bragging about taking drugs. Now, this is a young lad. I think he's about 20, 21, something like that. He's been a bit of a wild card in the whole X-Factor thing. I think he's got a pretty... I don't mean to seem this... for this to sound bad, he's got a pretty average voice, I would say. It's an average voice, but he's got a personality where you feel he belongs on the stage. Okay? He's been told off for swearing on the live TV show. We had a swear word come across, which, to be honest, doesn't bother me. You hear it in a lot of other programmes, but not at certain times. And one has to remember there are a lot of children watching this programme, The X Factor. Unfortunately, Unfortunately, we are in a world at the moment that looks up to celebrities. You know, they think it's wonderful that they've got great big houses and cars and gold all over the place and labels for Coke. That's the society that we live in now. And these children are watching this, and it's probably not a good idea for Frankie. The producers have said to stay in the competition, so he's been kicked out. And what a terrible waste of an opportunity for that boy. Terrible waste. If I'd have been the producer of that show, I'll tell you what I'd done. I would have got the boy some help, and I would have sat him down in front of a camera and talked. That would have made a good programme, and talked about what he's got into, and you could have had a whole nother programme about that, and helped him and filmed it all and see him come out the other side all right. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just kicked off. But my guess is he's been warned quite a lot, and now unfortunately he's been kicked off. I think it's a great shame. Did he have the raw talent there to be a superstar? I don't know. Sometimes the singing was a bit off-key. He certainly had the stage presence and the personality to do the show. He could have... I will push the boat out and say he probably could have held together a 1 hour, 1.5 hour concert. I reckon he could have done that. The singing needed a bit of work doing to it, but it's a shame. It's a shame that someone so young has lost an opportunity like that. And I just wonder if he'll continue going down that dark road now, because he's already been chucked off for it. He was caught talking about taking drugs. You know, is that a reason to kick someone off? What do you think? Would you not have expected the boy to be given some sort of help? Something like that? Do let us know. Email address chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. I've had a little bit of good news. You remember that flat? Oh, let me just push a few buttons over here. Just a second. Something not right there. There we are. You know, remember that flat I told you I was buying and it fell through? Well, guess what? As I thought, it's come back to me and I've bought it at the price that I made an offer to. So I'm quite pleased about that. And the paperwork has begun. Yesterday, was it yesterday? No, Tuesday night. I had Tuesday night off this week. And I spent 2.5 hours filling in forms for solicitors and conveyancing and my accountant and all this business. Oh God, the paperwork started, dear. The paperwork started, and today I have had to pay £345 for search fees. Now, I don't know what country you're in. If you're watching this, you're in another country somewhere, you may not understand what search fees are when they start looking for things like drains and things like that. And you have to pay here in the UK for these search fees. I mean, one of them's looking for drains. I mean, what do you have to do to look for a drain? All you got to do is go round to the flat, dear, you know, turn the tap on, the water goes down the drain, it doesn't come back. Hey ho, the drains are working. You don't have to do anything else, do you? Drainage search my foot, dear. All you've got to do is open the front door, look at, oh yes, there's a drain outside, search fees done. Is it as easy as that? I'm sure it is, dear. 345 quid for that. What a rip-off. Not only that, there's a very big bill on top of it all called a stamp duty. This is a couple of £1,000 to the government, okay? To the government for doing nothing. It's a stamp fee. It's a tax. Basically, if a house is over, house or flat, this is a flat, if a house or flat is over a certain amount, then you are charged stamp duty, which is, you know, is increasing as the price of the house or the flat goes up. I'm at quite a low level, actually, quite a fairly low level, but nevertheless, nearly £2,000 tax. That's all it is, it's a tax, okay? That's all it is a tax. So that's nearly £2,000 gone as a tax to the government for doing absolutely nothing. What a rip-off, dear. It's a rip-off. I've got nothing left. I'm sitting here living on beans on toast. Shocking, shocking, shocking. All right, emails, my darlings. Thank you very, very much to Peter Martin, who sent me a YouTube video, how to care for orchids. You remember on the last show, I was asking you how do you care for orchids, you know, because they've got such beautiful flowers. And the flowers have been, it's not here today. I did have it next to me on the last show, didn't I? I showed my friend Ronnie that, and he thought it was looking rather large. Shall I get it? Do you want me to get it again? Didn't you see the last show? Well, do keep up with it, all dears. Just a minute. I'll get it here. It's here, it's here. There we are. Oh, there we are. My orchid, look at this. Beautiful, beautiful orchid. It's got 8 flowers on it. And I mentioned, there's bits of paper everywhere. I mentioned that the flowers seem to have lasted on this for a very long time. And I wasn't quite sure how to look after it. And Peter has found a YouTube video, how to care for orchids. And thank you very much for that, Peter. And as indeed I thought, you're not supposed to give them a lot of water, sort of watering them perhaps once every 2 weeks, and then not to overwater them. And what surprised me is also on this video, you're not supposed to have them in sunlight. They actually survive in the wild in sort of very warm shaded areas. So apparently it said if you have got it on the windowsill, simply draw the curtain. The important thing is that they don't like cold, so you've got to keep your room fairly warm all the time. My orchid is in my computer room, which is probably the warmest room in the house, with the equipment running a lot of the time, so that's where my lovely 8-head orchid lives. Apparently once a flower dies, look after the plant and it will sprout more flowers again at some point. So there we are. Thank you very much for that, Peter. Much appreciated. Shaun says, hi Chris. Talking of when you do your shows, do whatever suits you best, as long as we keep getting these shows at the quality you have been doing for the last 5.5, nearly 6 years. Do you know, I think it's 6 years now. We must be coming up to a 6-year anniversary, if we haven't passed it already. I'll tell you what, I'll have a look for you. Just a second. The very first few shows I don't actually have. I mean, when I say the very first few shows, it's a long time ago. Oh, I can't actually, I don't know if I'm going to bring back. I'm having a bit of a problem with the internet today. It's very, very slow. And it's still very slow now. No, I'm not going to be able to bring that up. I'll try and find out when that is. Shaun says, personally, I like you recording them on the same day, as you can talk about recent stuff and recent emails. Thank you, Shaun. Can I just say something, Shaun? You're 16 now, and I've got to say, your English, the way you write your emails is very, very good. I've always known. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The first one I've got listed is... Oh, yes, we've done 6 years. The 1st of October 2005. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we're 6 years now. We've been doing this show for 6 years. Oh my God, there's some pictures of a young me there. Oh, I wish I still had that youth. Shaun, your English is really good. The way you write things out, it's not like a teenager at all. I'm just always impressed with the way you write your emails, Shaun. Okay, yeah, well done, sir. And finally, got to say hello to Stephen. Hello, Stephen. Stephen Rusunis, I think that's right, who writes, hi mate, me and my dad still watch your show, doing a great job, good work. So thank you very much for that, Stephen. Always nice to see you, boys and girls. My email address, once again, please feel free to join in on anything at all, is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Thanks very much for watching and listening. See you on the next show. Bye bye.